Hi, I'm Daisy,
Hi, I'm David.
and we're the MSA Crusaders.
Hello, fellow MSA Crusaders. We have a very special guest with us today. She decided to drop by and invade my house, and she's going to destroy it by fixing everything that's wrong with my house to help me, including the bathroom, so I stop falling every time I take a bath. The one, the only, of Jackson, Ohio, Denise Sutcliffe, my mother, the best person ever. Welcome,
Hi,
Denise.
Denise.
Hi,
So glad to have you on today.
I'm glad to be here.
How do
Nothing
you
better.
put up with him?
Yeah.
That's why we live 400 miles away from each other.
Is it 400?
Hey, you only
386 to be
handle
exact.
him in little increments, huh?
Yes. I said, but Daisy, one of the last, I think the last podcast, she's like, I'm going to come over there. I'm on a bi-level. You can't get up these stairs, so I'm safe. And my mom is 6 hours away, so she's safe too.
You're
Yeah.
going to have problems with that come the future, David.
Yeah.
You need to fix that.
Yes. Well, we got these legs still, so we're maintaining. But we figured since my mother was here, Daisy and I would have a conversation with my mother. Uh, you know, my mom doesn't think she has a lot to offer in a podcast, but we think that there's a lot of experience and a lot of things that she says and she sees that she notices and her own experience from other family members that does have some type of input into our podcast.
Well,
But
I want to know what she did before you had MSA and what she does. I want to know more about her.
so before we get started, Mom slash Denise, tell us a little bit about your life history. Where you grew up, what you did for a living, what do you do now besides harass your son?
What you did before David
Yeah,
came to fix
before David MSA.
no, before you came in the picture.
Let's see. I grew up north of Pittsburgh as a kid, and basically, after I graduated high school, I moved to Florida, and that's where I met Dave's dad. And he was from Indiana. So, about the time David, he was, just a few weeks old, we actually moved to Indiana. And so to Indianapolis, and I spent 25 years there in Indianapolis. That's where the kids were raised. So that's been I tend to call Indianapolis home because I feel like that truly was my home instead of the little town where I grew up.
Was it somewhere was Shelby or where in Pittsburgh was it?
Oh, Sharon, Pennsylvania.
Sharon. I
Right over by Youngstown, Ohio.
got it half right. The sure part.
Yeah, there you go.
So you're a planted Indianapolis.
Yes.
Did I say that?
Pretty close, yeah.
Uh-huh.
That's native. And she worked for Conseco Insurance Companies
Big insurance company.
for a while.
I
Worked from the bottom up, right?
Well, I didn't get that high.
Customer service up to what age did you retire? Okay.
I started in customer service. I had been in insurance, working in insurance companies for a number of years, and then at Conseco, I started out in customer service, but I got a chance to move to the training department.
Ooh.
And from there, I kind of worked my way up, and I was manager of the training department.
See, we follow in the same footsteps. I didn't do customer service because I'm horrible at customer service, but I love training.
Uh-huh.
And it's a passion that even my bosses at work knew that you just can't you just can't promote somebody to do that. You have to want to do that type of job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's where I got mine from my mother. I went one day at work and saw her give it a demonstration. I worked there for a little bit and saw her give the presentation. I wasn't in her presentation, but I saw her getting ready at like a board conference room, all the materials and stuff. And that's what got my attention. I was like, this is what I want to do.
I was a trainer too for a while when I worked for Jenny Craig. We had 21 centers in Dallas that I had to train them all on the new computer system. So, yeah, you have to have patience and you have to have a want.
Yes. I people would, the people I train says, you're the most patient person. And I'm like, I really wasn't, but I guess I was as a trainer.
Speaking about my mom and her husband that comes over and fixes, they're going to fix the gutters for me at some point too, to keep me off the roof, I hear. So
Yeah, when he says I gotta get on the roof, I'm like, what in the world?
yeah, the first corner that I went up to on the angle was detrimental. That was that I had to take a second back and like slide my butt down. I had to rethink that one, but I knew I was up against those. I just didn't go do it.
You need to find a handyman.
I can find some. I do it myself as getting a ladder, but
No.
look at you.
You don't need to be up and down the ladder, and you don't need to be on the
She
roof.
shattered her knee, and she just hurt her knee again on the ladder too. So don't be yelling at me for going on the roof of MSA when she had shattered her knee and was up on the roof on the ladder doing something too.
I
and
was
hurt it again.
only on the second run.
That even speaks worse to you.
David, tell me about what. Speaking of your knee, David, tell me what he did to you when you went.
You mean saying I had to? You got to walk, Mom, or they're not going to let you on the plane.
Yeah, I had no clue. Yeah.
I didn't know they had.
Bless your heart.
This conversation has really changed, by the way. Yeah.
I hated to hear that you had to walk on that knee. Oh my gosh, that was excruciating.
They gave me these crutches that, the ones that
So
go on your arms.
In either Ireland or London, whatever, this was Ireland, they must not believe in the shorter crutches like we do over here. Because the shorter crutches that go under your armpits, you can put your whole weight on them. Like literally, you can swing for the monkey bars if you want to. Over there, can't find them at all, which was the problem.
Well, they have leprechauns.
Wow. We're not sending this podcast out to the British Isles.
Daisy's going to have to go and.
Oh no, we're good. Thanks for giving me more to edit out. I appreciate it. So,
you got nothing else to do.
No, I don't. I even think to myself. I got to listen to Daisy twice, by the way. Just think of my feelings here. I got to listen to her on a podcast and then again as I edit it.
And I listened to it too when you put it out.
All I hear is Daisy. I'm kidding. Okay.
When you publish it, I listen to it too. So I listen to you twice.
Good. I know that you were yelling at me when something doesn't sound right. Like, what did you do with the microphone? So we stopped the training. Where do you live now, and what do you do?
I live southeastern Ohio, a little town called Jackson, Ohio. Actually, I live in a town called Wellston, Ohio. Population 5,000. And
how many stoplights they got? 2, 3. You can't count the highway, the state road. Don't count that one. They got one by KFC.
Several.
Yeah, one by KFC, one by the AutoZone. That's it.
We have several.
You're not as small as our town. We have one red light.
Do you have the same problem with people taking their riding lawnmowers to the gas station to get pizza?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. It's a small town for you.
Yep.
And getting DWIs on their tractors.
Yes, tractors. That's her husband. Him and his Tracos.
Mm-hmm. Excavators.
Yeah.
Bulldozers.
The dump trucks and jack of all trades. So what do you do now? You are an asset manager. What's a cool name for this?
I haven't done training in 20 years, but basically, my husband, Harry, is 73 and he still works. He just can't sit still. So, I take care of the books, anything to do with his business. I try to, do the clerical stuff for him. Other than that, I travel a lot. and these people keep following me every place I go.
These minions.
You have these 5 followers?
I do. There's 4 of them, and they just keep.
Oh yeah, there's 4.
Yeah. Hey, have a cruise ship. We'll travel.
never been on a cruise.
They're great. They are great.
I told David the other day, how do you still travel? Oh my gosh, doesn't it wear you out? And it does me. I can't even go 2 hours in one day, 2 hours back and forth. I'm just worn out. I
Yeah.
can't see how he does it still.
Yeah, Dave gets worn out somewhat too, but he'll let us know. So we need to sit, we need to slow down, we need to go back to the room or the hotel, whatever, and rest for a little bit. So yeah, he does that too. And I'm sure I'm sure he'll get more tired as things go on. I hope not.
Yeah, it is. It is. You pay a price for effort with MSA, and
When you get home from traveling, you're MIA for a week.
oh yeah, well that's anything. Like if I go mow the grass, just the front lawn, I mean, I'll be done for a day and a half or two. I was outside cleaning the pool and picking stuff up today because my mom's coming to town, so I got to pick up the house, right? And just doing stuff like that, just minor things. My voice is almost completely gone. And when she got here, I was completely slurring. I couldn't put words together. Couldn't put sentences together. So even the heat. So yeah.
Do you push mow?
Or what?
Push mow?
No, it's a self-propelled.
But it's
not push though. You don't call it.
It's a walking.
You call it push mower. It's self-propelled. I mean, it helps me stay upright. I like it. There's nothing wrong with that. But
it doesn't take off without you?
No, I gotta have the handle. I gotta have the handle down and it'll take off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like a Kirby vacuum cleaner. Little transmission in there. Yeah.
I got a new walker today. A stand-up one.
Oh, I know what kind those are. They're higher.
Yes, Armo.
Yep.
Talking about pushing the lawnmower made me think of it because it's kind of looks like a push mower.
Uh-huh.
But I liked it. I went in the other room, did a circle, came back in here, went up a step, went down a step.
So you do walk around the house, see?
My physical therapist is gonna be happy.
Yeah. Push it a little harder and keep going. More and more and more. That's what I do. I mean, that's what I do. When it comes to doing things, I don't. I pick my poison. Like when we went to Europe and it said Leaning Tower Pizza and the Coliseum, by God, I'm going to do it. Bet your money I'm going to do it. But
that's very motivating.
Yeah, I'm going to pay a price for that too. So,
But you motivate me, David.
I yell at you. That's why.
Yeah.
I'm trying to come down to Texas and beat you up. Is why I like this. Call your husband, like, get her right now.
Your mom's there. She's there. She can motivate you more too, huh?
Yeah, it's a good thing about my mom. She's very cautious about my MSA and me doing things, but thank goodness I don't have anyone in my family, including my mother, that's like, oh my God, you shouldn't be doing anything. Poor child. Like, yeah, I mean, poor me, right? Poor us. But the last thing you need with MSA is somebody that's overly protective, because
one of those.
Yeah, it is. I mean, when you have somebody like that, to me, it's debilitating. It does not help. I don't need somebody.
So let me do what I can.
Yeah. If I get hurt, I made my decision.
I did it.
I mean, I sat in this laundry room for 45 minutes one night because everybody was gone to grandma's. And I thought I sat there. That's pretty comfy. I was like, this is pretty nice. I sat right here. I somehow managed to wiggle myself. So, yeah, but the point is, you just don't stop. Once you stop, you give up. And I don't need companionship from anybody who's like that. That's not. So I'm very glad my mother, at least, she's a mother.
But she pushes you.
Yeah, well, at least she's not. She always like, just be careful. That's her way. That's how I know she's disagreeing with it, but she doesn't have a choice per se. But she's just a constant reminder. So
what?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead and ask her a question.
So MSA, less than 10% of cases are hereditary, and we don't have anybody. Obviously, I would have said so by now in our family that has history that's had MSA. But we do have somebody that's had Parkinson's, which is your sister.
Yes, my one of my older sisters. Um,
Where does she live at?
she lived over in Youngstown, Ohio. I don't know how old she was when she got it. I mean, she wasn't like 60 when she got it, but she had it for many years. And you know, Parkinson's disease goes in stages.
Mm-hmm.
So she had gone through all the stages. But you know, the one thing, she pretty much lived on her own until just a few years before she ended up passing away. She drove until a few years before she passed away. I mean, she never quit. She just kept going. So,
Like I just said, she pushed herself, huh?
uh-huh.
We said a lot. We said a lot. Body in motion is, that's why they tell you MSA or
That is
anything.
the most.
Keep moving, keep exercising, kickboxing, everything. Is the swimming. Because you can fight a lot of it off.
Mm-hmm.
But she was she involved in any type of agriculture, farming, or any types of pesticides like farm uses, stuff like that? You know.
Not that I know of. I know she worked for a company over, I guess they manufactured parts for GM.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what parts I don't remember, but no, she wasn't where she was at. She wasn't out in the country. She never dealt with agriculture or anything like that.
Yeah, because pesticides is a factor in a lot of Parkinson's
Mm-hmm.
cases. So.
You remember my mom had her husband on that
Mm-hmm.
had Parkinson's. He was a crop duster.
Yep. Yep. You know, it's funny because we think that California is just a crazy state of the United States that is known for doing crazy, stupid things. But, you know, they outlaw a lot of things that were over here in Indiana and in Texas. We're like, wow, that's like very left and very Democrat type of stuff, you know. But they've been banning these pesticides. They're the first ones to ban a lot of these things because they know that around the groups of these farms, you know, the vineyards and stuff in California where they pesticides are massive concentrations of Parkinson's people. So they've known for decades to start getting rid of this stuff, and we're just now playing catch up with it over here, like in the red states. So they're onto something. You know, it's proven pesticides create Parkinson's. Not all of it, but a good bunch of it.
It's one trigger.
Yeah, that's one of the triggers. Yeah, good point. I don't know. This is the point where we start to make mom cry because the questions are really.
They do get a little difficult. We don't want them to be
Well,
uncomfortable, but we
yeah.
want to know your perspective on things.
I'll edit stuff out. So I can't remember. So when I was with my wife going into Kohl's, I told her my feet were dragging. They felt like they were a step behind. But I don't remember how and when I told you. I honestly don't remember the very beginning, before we did MSA. I don't know, because I don't like complaining about myself. I don't. If someone puts mustard on my sandwich, I don't take it back to McDonald's and say, "Give me a sandwich." I just whatever. I don't go back for sauces when I forget my sauces. I hate complaining in life. So I don't think I really complained much to my mom or my days, but I don't remember how I broke. I was going to doctor's appointments. Where did you come in as far as the diagnosing?
Well,
Before Mayo, before IU, before all that.
I remember at one point you were having trouble. I think, was it your right hand?
Typing, yeah, my left hand's worse. Yeah, my
But
hands.
they had sent you to like a rheumatologist.
Yes, correct.
And
Yep.
so I remember that. Of course, we didn't know it had anything to do with MSA. So that's I think when I first came in to, you start having symptoms of something.
Yeah.
And then, you know, as you went on, the walking, you might have been not walking very well for a few months before, you know, I was you explained to me what was going on. And, you know, living so far apart, I don't see you all the time.
Mhm.
Probably really see his progressions, don't you?
Yes, you know, because I'm not seeing him for, you know, a period of time. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's a common, you notice it. So
Yeah, because I remember we went on a cruise ship, and the same year I went to rheumatologist, or the next year, and I was out there still playing basketball. Like I was a step behind. I was playing basketball on a cruise ship, and I still had it. And I remember my wife was like, "Be careful, because I mean, I told her I got to go test it and see what it is." But yeah, I can't remember the whole progression with you.
I think I was always kind of like, you know, things would happen, and then
The first time you really saw me was, I think, we went to Europe. I'm not saying you saw me in person per se,
Yeah.
but was with me long enough to actually see things.
Actually, no, it was before then. We were on
Because last year Europe was 23.
but we were on, I thought we were on a cruise before that. And I remember when we got off the boat, you and Susie got on the little vehicle, like the bicycle with,
Yes, yeah.
and
It was harder than hell on that pier. Yes, I know exactly what we paid for that. Yes.
but I remember at that time, because at that point, I remember thinking to myself, man, you can't, you know, I thought you were just doing it for fun. I didn't realize you were having problems walking.
Okay.
So I don't remember which cruise that was.
That was just 22. That was the year before.
Okay.
Yeah, so 2022. Because everything started in early 21, I believe. And rheumatoid arthritis was later in 21. The next cruise in 22.
Okay.
Yeah.
You kept it from your mom that long?
I don't think it's not keeping it, because who the hell knew what it was?
You know, he would.
I asked my doctors. I literally asked my doctors. I said, "Is this me getting old? Is this?" I said, "Is this old age?" I'm dead serious. Like, I don't complain about nothing in life. So when I complain, it's already progressed.
What's wrong?
Yeah, it's something past wrong. It's like, it's horrible. So I was asking doctors, "Is this, like, I just hit 41? I'm like, is this life when you hit 40s?" And they're like, "No." They're laughing at me like, "No, this is not. This is not. Old age is like 60, 70 when you start to typically see things going on." And that's why I thought it was normal. But yeah, I never would keep anything from my mom. Yeah, especially with MSA and the entire progress, the process. I never kept anything from her, because she helped me go through a lot of other hospitals and out of town stuff. But I definitely don't. I never wanted to say I have something that I don't have. And the only thing that the doctors thought I had was either rheumatoid arthritis or ALS, and then they went straight to MSA. So I never kept it from her, but since telling my mom, "Hey, mom, I got some crazy disease that I have no name for." Um,
You were diagnosed with ALS first?
Well, she had on the top three, so she told me three things it could be. She says it could be ALS, MSA, or um, it's it's kind of like cerebral ataxia type thing. It's not that, but it was initials were like CSC or something. It was I'm remembering, not central nervous system dysfunction. It was the broad term of motor degeneration. So it was something to do with the central nervous system, but it was just a broad term. So she knew it was top three. It was ALS. She said top three it's MSA, but it could also be, depending on the next test, ALS or something with the motor control syndrome or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah. So we had no idea how the test came back, and the DAT scans and things like that. Just
What went through your head during all this, Denise or Mom?
Well, I was worried. um, the, the biggest, well, I shouldn't say the biggest, but the one thing I do remember is, I helped Dave find a good neurologist down at Indiana University. So I felt good that, the doctor he was going to, was going to be helpful. Now, when he did tell me that it's one of these three, I didn't like any of them. In fact, to me, it's kind of bad when you're wishing someone has a terrible disease, but not MSA, not a terminal disease.
Right. You want a diagnosis.
Yes. It was like, I remember thinking, oh, this sounds terrible, but I wish it's multiple sclerosis.
Yeah.
Because at least,
or Parkinson's. Yeah.
Yes. So, when I was driving, when he called and he actually told me that the neurologist at IU was pretty sure it was MSA. And I held it pretty good until I saw a girlfriend of mine, and then I started crying. I couldn't handle it. So, not easy, especially, like he's in the prime of his life, and to have to deal with this terrible disease that you don't know where you got it, how you got it, it's just very stressful. But
Or how long he's gonna live with it.
So yeah, at this point I just try to be supportive in any way I can. I don't know. There's nothing else I guess I can do.
Yeah, I'm not mad. I mean, my dad used to say, a lot of people say my dad, like, you can't control what you can't control. My dad used to say, life's a bitch and then you die. I mean, like, I hate to say
literally,
it.
Right?
Literally. And I say it again, like, I'm not sad I have MSA.
No.
Because I could be like my other friend who died instantly of cardiac arrest. And here I am still, I got my mom and Harry coming to my door while we're doing a podcast. And, I'm still here on earth to speak about stupid things, things that mean nothing and things that mean a lot, family and friends. So, yeah, that's.
Are you still driving, David?
Yeah. And it's funny. I came across a picture when I bought my Infiniti. It's a QX80. It was the limited one. It had all the features. And something drew me to the vehicle. Yeah, it's a sexy vehicle. It's a nice vehicle.
All the features.
Would you believe that within a couple of days of me buying that, my symptoms started, and I have a vehicle that will automatically brake for me, keep me from crashing and stay in my lanes and everything. I can't hit anything when I have it turned on. I just find it so ironic. I got a car, and not that it has the highest horsepower, not that it has the biggest rims or the most platinum and gold or whatever, right? It doesn't have a clip system. It's got bows.
That's for ADA assistant.
Yeah, it's an ADA yacht. It will not let me crash or hit anything. And I bought it like literally 3 days from when my symptoms started. And even today, the only reason I'm driving now is because I have faith it's going to stop me. Because I've tried hitting my kids a few times. It does not work.
David.
I had Audrey call me out of the vehicle. Audrey, come me out of my truck. Let me see if it stops.
That's not nice.
In the driveway, though. In the driveway. So I tested on the garbage can first, and it stopped. I said, Audrey, go behind the truck. Okay, Dad. She trusts me because I'm her father. And she didn't know.
She didn't know what she said.
No, just stood there and stopped. Like, it works. But yeah, there's been a few times driving to Indianapolis downtown. I hit the wrong pedal at the wrong time. And when I tell you that 400 horsepower was gassing on the side on pedestrian crosswalk, and it hit the brakes for me for a person, thank God that car has that feature.
What are you gonna do when you have that twitch?
So it's got very wide 22-inch rims. It's got very wide tires, and seriously, the tremors and the spasming does not affect me very much because if it was a car that had more narrow tires, it would turn a lot quicker. But since the tires are so thick, so wide, it takes more of an effort to turn these wheels.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's a blessing in disguise to still have that vehicle.
I haven't drove since 2020.
Oh, you haven't drove since 2020.
No.
So you're like President Obama, President Biden, President Trump, and they never drive themselves ever again.
That's me.
Just think of it that way. You are a president. You're presidential. Yeah, when I get tired, Susie, I tell her to drive. So I only drive myself half the time I normally would. Because like today, I want to drive myself. I'm too tired to.
You know when you can and when you can't, huh?
Yeah, moving my arms over and over the steering wheel is not going to happen today. It's hurt. So
I was reading something about MSA last night that I had not read before. That shoulder pain is common.
yes, it is.
I did not know that.
Shoulder and neck. So we talked about the coat hanger syndrome, but a lot of the degeneration with the fine motor skills is at the spinal cord level, and from there is where all your nerves or your muscles and things all connect into. So that's why you don't really have a lot of pain from the neck up, because the deterioration of the spinal cord is really from the neck down. That's why when you go and they're trying to see what you have wrong with you, they do MRIs of the spinal cord too, with the brain and the spinal cord, just to see the degeneration, how far along you are, because that's where most of that pain and soreness comes from. So I mean, I got the very similar thing. Like the reason I went to doctors was my left hand hurting.
Yes, it aches really bad, doesn't it?
And I can't move it very much, right? I mean, both hands, my left hand much more, but my whole left arm is the same way now.
Yeah.
And to me, it's either I don't have much muscle mass anymore. We talked about that before, much muscle mass anymore. But that same feeling, I believe, is my muscles deteriorating. Because I know what it feels like to not have use your muscles in a year. It hurts, right? You're weak. You can't lift yourself out of the tub or the shower. It's hard to do things, but they don't hurt just because you haven't used them. You just lose your muscle mass. But this pain has to be the deterioration of just degeneration of the muscle that's wasting away more rapid. Yeah, more rapid. Absolutely.
I know mine hurts when I hold my phone for a while, and then I get stiff. Like I'm not double jointed, but
yeah, you can't bend them for a long time.
You use your other hand.
Yeah, push them like there you go.
Yes.
Yeah. This last few weeks, all my fingers are burning and electrocuting themselves. Like
yes,
it feels like a light socket. It feels exactly like a light socket.
Exactly. It feels good to put ice on them.
It doesn't last long, so I don't cry too much about it. But it's a nuisance. Like it's the little things that's a nuisance. The big things, I can do, the big things were cool. These little things, pain in my butt. Anyway, enough about me. What else, Mama? So when people ask what's wrong with your son, how do you describe my condition to him? Because I'm sure when you first started, it was one way, and how you tell them now is much more solidified, refined. I'd hope.
I still don't have the best answer that kind of explains it as a whole, but without going into a great amount of detail. But I do tell them that you have a neurodegenerative disease that affects your, certain body functions, the autonomic functions. Depending who I'm talking to, I may say that it is a terminal disease. So,
saying it's terminal just takes it to a whole nother path, and
it's like it's not just he has tremors or he has trouble walking. Unfortunately, it's going to progress to something we don't like.
No.
And doesn't it bother you when you have people ask you, "Is your son any better?"
Well, all my friends, they don't ask that because I've told them
No.
about the disease. But all of them, I mean,
Thank
it's
God.
like weekly. They're always like, "How's your son? How's your son?" So yeah, they, when I've told them about it, I've told them that you don't get better from this. So they've always been very kind and loving, and you educate them. So
They know what to ask and what not to ask.
exactly.
That's like going down memory lane one too many times, Look, like you're gonna die. Stop asking questions. Yeah, I had a couple of very close friends up here. Like they know what I have. And before I left one of the meetings, and his last words were, "So they can't do nothing for it." I'm like, I've said it 10 times what it is. And you see, it's not him. It's just the brain can't comprehend that
It's terminal.
someone that looks so handsome and as stunning as me. You're not supposed to laugh at that, Daisy. Would have that's a joke, guys. A terminal disease that's fast moving. I mean, it's hard to like Daisy knows that you look normal. You look good. You sure you should see me on the inside. It's
Really.
a carnival.
Let's see what's going to happen today. Let's see where we can fall.
Right? Autonomic. I got so many autonomic symptoms. It's so funny. Last night I wake up again from my sleep, from my sedated sleep of my medicine. I wake up not punching. I got Susie the other night. Not having to go pee, but having to go number 2. It is the weirdest sensations when you have the urgency, but not to go pee like when you're a kid. You go, oh, I gotta go pee. But when you gotta go number 2, it's like, these it's those silly things about this disease that just make it, they're just like, not called for. Like, give me the bad part of the disease. This little stuff about the bathroom and blood pressure and heart rate palpitations and this and that. I can deal with that other stuff, but take away these little things. So yeah, I don't tell many people that on my normal YouTube channels. My YouTube channel, I talk about things like that in more detail. But
He talks about peeing poop on here a lot.
yeah, it's serious though. I mean, I've been asking myself for the last couple of weeks, like, at what point should I consider like what Daisy and others have done, the categorization of things? Because thankfully I'm at home all day and I can more or less catch myself. But those questions are a matter of weeks, if not months, around the corner for me.
Oh, for sure. And I've been telling you, I tell him all the time, I'm about a year ahead of him, so I kind of guide him along and let him know what he's in store for.
Susie's halfway tired of picking up dropping my coffee in the living room. I think I got it. I swear I have a grip. I swear. But it did not go where it's supposed to, So I think we got here today. He's the man of men that does what other people can't do. So I appreciate that.
Have your little people behind you picking up things.
Yeah. Yeah, I will say that. I mentioned a few things to my mom and by extension her husband Harry. And I again, as I said this before in our podcast, but I can't imagine what it is for those with an MSA or any terminal disease like this to not have support. Because we've interviewed a few people on podcasts that have nobody.
Yeah, it's sad to think like that.
Right? I mean, it's horrible that, like, I have kids. I have a wife. She's an adult. She's an adult. She's strong, but she'll get over it. At the end of the day, kids is a whole other story. But at least I may have kids with some attitudes from time to time. And my wife and mother and Harry may not agree with me on my decisions, but at least I have support. I mean, they're going to put some rails on my bathroom so I can keep taking a bath because I love baths.
That's great.
Me too.
Because this morning I can't get out the bathtub. I have to roll out. Like it's so hard. But like I hate showers because to me showers would be my downfall. Baths are safer for me.
How you roll out of the tub?
So shoulder left. So bath is on the right hand side. So I tuck my left shoulder down as far as I can, and I use my left shoulder to push my center body towards my waist up, so I can rotate my knees down to the floor, and then I literally have to put my head on the bathtub and kind of push, kind of like pushing myself edging myself up the wall of my body, and then I'll get an arm and a leg off the bath.
Wow.
That's
Now, David, what are you going to do when you can't roll over?
I'll figure it out. It's
I don't
free.
have that problem. I'll be stuck in the bathtub. I can't get up till I can't roll over.
I have an automotive jack outside I can use. I mean, I'm not embarrassed to say it. I've taken showers at hotels and things before. I'm going to kill myself in a shower. Literally, when I say the death of me will be this or that, I said before, shower and my lungs are going to kill me. I will die in my sleep. I already know. I feel that happening right now. But I'm not going to put myself in a shower because everyone says it's safer. No, it's not. See, when you slide your feet, you create your skin of your feet are much more hard with all the calluses and stuff, right? Your skin starts to get harder, and it's easier to slip on them. So the easy thing is to wear some. I actually have some slippers to put on for like rock climbing, not rock like climbing rocks and rivers. We done in Mexico before. I understand that stuff, but the shower to me standing up is the less safer option for me. The shower, I just got to worry about up and down. And
Well,
I'm
see,
okay.
you can have these showers installed from disability people, company or whatever, and
It's like a 2-in-1.
it's very safe.
Mm-hmm.
My husband puts my bedside plot in there, and that's what he pays me on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're getting to a point. I mean,
He just toes me off like a dog. Yeah.
we're getting there. I mean, my wife helps me dry off now because I can't the motion to wipe it. I can hold a towel, but I can't move the towel to wipe myself.
Yes.
The mechanism is fine motor control is not there in the
How do you wash?
long scrubbies. It's different from holding something at an angle with the arm than holding something point blank on your skin. It's kind of like the same thing. Like I can do things with my hands, but if you put soap in between my hands and try to rub them, it won't work. I can do it now because I don't have anything on there very slowly.
Right, but you see, it's hard for me to even do it that because of the tinning.
Yeah, so we said it before, the more sensations you have in your body, the worse it is, the harder things get. So when I have water and soap in there, I can't scrub. But
I notice your hands are really starting to get tinted too.
Oh no, my hands are.
Can you put your hand flat on the?
Yeah, they're good.
You can put it flat still.
Yep.
Oh
yeah, they're getting to that cripple type stage. They're like this most of the time, where they're almost halfway closed.
Has David progressed quickly, or is he having a slow progression?
Well, first of all, do you know of anybody else in MSA?
No.
That you can compare it to. I mean, so that's the first one. It's like, who do you compare it to, right?
Yeah.
I got Daisy, and that's it.
Now that he's had symptoms and they're progressing, I start seeing that things are moving a little faster. But in a way, in my mind, it's not been a super fast progression because he's still walking, he's still out doing things, he's still driving.
Yeah.
So
he just uses his cane.
Yes.
Yeah, I do things until I can't, and I implore every person with any disease or disorder to do it like your life depends on it, even if that means getting hurt. And I don't want people to get hurt. I don't want people to get hurt.
Right.
But you have to test your limits and know what you can and can't do, and you have to keep going. Otherwise, you will stop.
I tell you, I tell you, I wake up every day and I say, what's going to go wrong today in the body?
Yeah,
What's going to do good for me today?
it's hysterical. It's, you know, have I ever complained to you about my double vision? Have I told you they say I have 2 or 3 different types of double vision in my eyes?
Oh my gosh, me too.
Like, and it's not from the the MSA tells your eyes to stop blinking so you don't get fluid on your eyes, right? But that's not this part because I still blink
No.
properly. It's the pupils that are optically going sideways. like I have bigger things to worry about.
And it's worse in the mornings, isn't it?
I can't say.
It is for me. I can't look at my phone in the morning when I first wake up.
My eyes are so swollen from my medicine that I take in the morning. I would never say it's. My eyes are so swollen in the morning. I can't see anything for at least 10, 15 minutes when I wake up. They have to unswell. I'm dead serious.
I had someone say to me, "What are you on? Something's got you high." And I'm like, "No, I'm not high. It's just the MSA eyes."
Not yet. Yeah. So yeah, I think if here's the thing though, right? I don't like my family walking behind me. I don't like
I
anybody.
don't either, but they do.
Michael J. Fox says the same thing on his 60 Minutes interview. He says I hate it when somebody tries to grab onto me, hold on to me, trying to help me, or
Yes.
walk behind me. I have to worry about you now when I can only focus on myself, and now I got to worry about you.
And I tell my husband that. He says, "I'll get you if you're falling." I'm like,
Yeah.
you make me nervous. My
Yes.
subconscious walking behind me.
You
Or
make
putting
me.
your arms like this around me.
Yeah, because how many times have my kids and my wife, not on purpose, stepped on my heel on my shoe, or kicked on accident, or people come through the doors, like at Kohl's or Best Buy or Walmart.
Just run into you.
There's this, and kids. I don't blame the kids or their parents. It is what it is, right? But when I get distracted, you would notice too, Daisy. I mean, I just did today. Walking, I found 4 or 5 times for my wife today. Trying to walk down the hallway. I'm walking down my hallway in the house. I'm looking on my shoulder. Like, oh, hey, by the way, can you do this? And because I'm shifting, I'm trying to focus on 2 things at once, walking forward and then look over my shoulder back to my left to my wife in the bedroom. I fall. There's all balance. Like MSA, you can't do 2 things at once anymore.
No.
It's only one.
Multitasking is done with.
Yeah, it is.
It's over. And I
So,
used to be a really big multitasker.
oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, so for me, my last company, absolutely. That's all we did. Well, that was multitask, right? But with that being said, though, my mom actually, this next cruise we're going in August. In August, I have no doubt she's going to be walking behind me a lot, and she's going to see. She's just not going to see the stumbling. She's going to see the ankles and feet turning sideways and not going where it's supposed
Yeah.
to. So if people actually stare long enough, they'll see the progression of it very clearly. Because
Yeah.
before it was just my toes were hitting too soon, right? My forefoot was hitting a little too soon. I was stumbling. That's easy. Now my feet are jerking in different directions, and my feet are going sideways instead of straight, and I have no idea if they're going to land in the right direction.
Right. My husband tells me, so walk to the left, walk straight.
Yeah, it's you
Okay.
can't. You
But
can't.
I know since I can see the progression in you, I know your mom does with your neck. I
Oh, yeah.
mention that a lot.
Yeah.
But I notice he's really starting to get the stiff neck.
Yeah, I had my last video, one of my last videos, I had on I think 2 or 3 of my videos before, 2 or 3 videos before, I said, oh man, let me tell you, it's the video title. Oh, it finally hit me after 3 years. The title was It Finally Hit Me, and I got a video I'm gonna put on YouTube again here shortly about me I'm trying to like pump my leg 3 times to turn off the water and spigot outside because I can't get to it because my body doesn't want me to. But yeah, that video it was
So
probably on
when
May
you're
9th.
walking, if you try to turn your head now, do you lose your balance?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Not only do I lose my balance all the time, no matter what, but explicitly turning my head while walking is a no. That's the worst
Right.
thing I can do. It's the worst thing I can do. And I got to stop myself because MSA we're forgetful with brain fog, and you're walking somewhere. You're going to tell your wife or husband, like, hey, by the way, can you grab my cane? Don't look back. just yell it, like slur it out loud because looking back, say, hey,
Okay.
yeah. So yes, seriously, turning my head while walking is an absolute no.
See, I haven't, like you said, going to the store and have your body. Went out to eat for Father's Day with my father-in-law. I'm in a wheelchair. I have to be in a wheelchair. I cannot walk in public at all anymore.
Public. I talk about all the time. The stimulus,
Yes.
the tactile feedback from physical things, and the stimulus from kids, lights, noise, motorcycles, Adolf Hitler, whatever, nothing, Ukraine, Russia, what Donald Trump. The anxiety and stimulus is overwhelming and makes it like right now I'm very well. Speaking, I'm handling myself very well. You put me in public, I am ADA certified disabled at that point. It is horrible. It's like the night and day difference from at home to being in public, even walking outside. Stimulus, the details, it makes everything go into overdrive.
Yes. Especially, I went outside for the first time last week, and I sat out there for 10 minutes, and I was like, I gotta go back in.
Yeah.
For, like you said, the stimulus, and then you see my picture of my legs.
Yeah.
It was horrible. The doctor said yesterday they were mottled. So those aren't mottled looking legs.
Modeled?
Yeah.
Sculpted? Yeah, your legs look like a waffle cone.
Yeah. He was like, those are not mottled looking legs.
Yeah, when I got into heat now, you'll see it right away on my chest. If you watch, you'll see right below the neckline, all the chest down here will look like an instant rash in the heat and sun. Like when I hit sun, you think I'm breaking out in hives from something. It's
my cousin, my caretaker, she kidded me. I'm a vampire now. It was making me have a, skin burning up.
I would not disagree with that, Daisy. Yeah.
Right? We were like burn up in flames.
It's true though. All I do is take pictures now of so right now, my feet are not touching the floor. I got these nice little mitts. Look how dark red my feet have gotten. It's like, look at this.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, mine get really dark purple, almost black.
Yeah, right. All I do now is take pictures like, wow, how much blacker can we get? How much dark purple can we get? And I'm not, my feet aren't flat on this floor. I got shoes on, and they're still.
Wow.
It's just the return circulation of the blood is not happening. That's why my breathing. I got 3 ENTs that are helping me because I don't know how it works, but I breathe in 92% oxygen and I breathe out 40. I have no idea.
I have more problems with my exhale too.
Yeah, right, and that's the biggest cause of death for MSA is respiratory. Yeah. Well, respiratory is the #1 cause of death for MSA. So
yeah,
it's coming, but not today.
Right? Going back outside though. we don't sweat, so we have.
I sweat like a pig now. I'm happy.
You do? I don't sweat. When I was out there,
I didn't sweat until I went to go do a sweat test in Mayo, and I instantly started sweating like the day before.
Maybe I need to get a sweat test.
No?
I haven't had one. But that time, the day I was outside for 10 minutes, normally I would have been drenched. I would have been drenched. I didn't have a drop of sweat on me.
It's the same thing. It puts you in, no offense, it's sort of cremating you in this place. It puts you in like sunbathing, but not in
furnace.
It's the same things we use in industrial plants to cure paint on cars, is what it looks like. And they put you, so you just don't lose sweating everywhere, but you're losing in some parts of your body, and they powder you like a donut with purple with powder, and if you sweat, it turns purple. So there you are, like a powdered donut on the table, at a paint curing hot machine thing, and it is hotter than hell, Daisy. And trust me, you'll sweat somewhere. but
I feel hot on the inside, but nothing comes, no sweat comes out.
yeah, that's all it is. So
I feel like I'm having a panic attack or something too.
So when I had my IU test done, I wasn't sweating on my legs. But then I go to the Mayo, my whole body was sweating. That's why I say a lot of these symptoms are come and go.
You never know what you're going to have from day to day.
No, you don't. Yeah, last two, not yesterday, but 2 days before that, I felt so good. I wanted to go run a marathon. I felt so great. I wanted go play video games and go in the pool. And then the next day, I just flatline.
You couldn't move, huh?
I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. And I'm done. So, yeah, you don't really plan things at MS. My wife knows that we don't plan things until I
gotta go and spur the moment. That's right.
We'll wake up and see how it's going.
That's kind of how we are with recording now. We're like, how are you feeling today?
Yeah. That's how
you got a voice today?
That's exactly it. Daisy loses her voice more than me, and me, I just lose the whole day. Yeah,
I had to text Susie. Susie, is David okay? I haven't been able to get a hold of him in days.
Yeah.
Me too.
For you?
Yeah, she'll say he's in bed sleeping, and I know it's
resting. Yeah, I don't sleep very much. Resting, trying to save yourself to get up and get a bowl of cereal. That's literally what it is. I'm gonna go put that effort to get a bowl of cereal. I'm gonna be tired because of that damn bowl of cereal. I'm dead serious. Reaching up there and pouring and getting milk and closing doors.
It's exhausting, isn't it?
Takes 2 hours off your day right there. I'm dead serious.
Well, while I'm here, you can text me and I'll get you cereal and bring it.
I'm serious. When my wife asked me,
"Have you ate on it, David?"
My wife comes home every day at 1:30. Says, "Have you ate today?" And I say, "No." And she doesn't say why. She knows I'm too tired. Remember to open up a can of noodles or ramen. The effort to go over there and do that is so tiring that I'll just rather stay and wait till she gets something to eat.
It's exhausting.
It is. It's any fine motor skills, any fine motor movement you're doing. Even gesturing here is going to kill me in about an hour. Just gesturing for a podcast.
Just eating alone.
Yeah. Are you trying to cut your steak and stuff? Well,
I don't do that anymore either. But I'm talking about just from the plate to the mouth.
Yep.
I drop a lot of it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm good. I'm on my couch. My knees are really high, and I got the plate right here, and it's can't go nowhere unless the cat gets it. So we're I'm sure you're gonna get a big funnel pretty soon. Call it a day.
He likes to watch me when I eat because he doesn't want to drop some of them.
That's my cats for you. Well, Denise, Mom, any absolutely famous last words? Like how great your son is, and he's the best person ever. And
I will say this.
By the way, this next statement I did not pay for. So
he didn't. You don't even know what I'm going to say.
I know. I'm just, if it's good, it's good. If not, there you go.
I so appreciate this podcast because, not seeing Dave every day, I don't know what's, fully going on with them. So the podcast fills in a lot of the blanks for me. It also educates me because, Daisy, you know things that are going to happen, or, you got a lot of experience with, you should do this, you should do that, or whatever. So the podcast actually is wonderful for me, because, if I call Dave on the phone, number one, he doesn't want to talk for very long, and I don't want to keep him on the phone for long. But then I don't want to talk about, a lot of negative stuff. So I really learned most of what he's going through this podcast. That may sound bad, but I do appreciate it.
I understand.
The goal is not, my goal is not to take other people down with me. Yeah, I know people who feel sad for me, and they want to feel sad for me because that's human nature. Don't take people down with you. I got my own. I can handle myself mentally, mentally and physically. I got myself. So the day I die, I'll complain when it's necessary. Something that's going to hurt me, but I'm not going to sit here and make other people cry and cry and cry and cry and take them emotionally down with me. So I mean, that's why. That's really why.
Well, and the podcast gives both of us a purpose. So
Yeah. Like those awesome thumbnails you make of our podcast.
the ones David puts down all day. We have two different tastes. That's all it is.
The fine art. I struggle with this with my family. Like the fine art of criticizing versus critiquing is something that's so hard. The gray area is like, it depends on the person.
Your critiquing doesn't feel like critiquing.
Yeah, I'm used to working.
I'm glad I'm not the only one that thinks so.
Well, I had to tell my people what to do, and they had to do it because you either die or get seriously hurt if you don't. So, I like to think I know what I'm talking about. I like to think so.
Sometimes, David, sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
I'll give you that. Denise, Mom, it's really been nice having you on here and finally getting to talk with you.
I
And
enjoyed it and getting to see you too in person, not just a picture on a screen.
right?
Well, you can be our editor in chief. I mean, if you got plenty, you want to shout our knee again, you got more downtime, you can edit our podcast too. Save you some effort. Yes, remember, folks, other countries have different shaped sidewalks. So when you take a picture of the Ireland cliffs, you want to look forward also as you're taking a picture. Look down, okay?
Well, no, you want to stop and take the picture, not keep walking.
And don't fall on the most solid steel.
And don't take them if you have MSA.
Water runoff, something that you fell in that middle. That's why you realize you fell in that steel grating for the water runoff. Not the sewer, but water runoff.
I didn't even know that. All I know is it hurt.
Let me tell you, I've never seen this much steel in my life as she fell on this thing. Like manhole covers, but it's for water. But ours are built into the curbs, the sidewalks for the most part, the sides. Theirs are built out. You know
what you're talking about, though.
There's manhole covers that wastewater that go down there fine. Those manhole covers. This was a water runoff that's not built in the sidewalk, but it's like 3 feet in front. She fell on straight steel. Like when you say she shot, if that was concrete, she probably would have been fine.
That's where she broke her knee.
Yeah, she probably went right between there. Yeah.
Wow.
Shout out to Mom here for making the trip interesting.
You're one tough cookie, though. I'll tell you that. Walking on a broken knee getting on the plane and everything.
Bad.
I was tired of walking too. So I'm not happy she fell, but
my knee hurt when you were telling me about that. I was like, David, how dare you?
And they had little wheelchairs for the airplanes, but we didn't know about.
Yes, we didn't know that. But they didn't offer it either.
No.
I had the crutches.
I think they like to do it, really. Honestly, I don't. They give you kind of an attitude.
European Airlines are Section 8 of flying. Those airplanes are not. They are. I understand. We flew over American, but the ones we flew like Barcelona to France and over there, they are
those were the little.
They're the 737s.
They'd be like the Spirit.
A couple of them had no logos, no paint on them, no paint. Like, come on, guys! Like, the seats are from the 1980s when I used to go to church and stuff. It's got orange seats and stuff. I'm like, what is this stuff?
You're probably asking, "We're gonna make it back to America?"
Oh man! When we took that flight from Barcelona to Paris, and we saw all the planes one by one, and our plane was the only one that had no paint on it whatsoever, and had like 3 different shades of steel.
I wasn't the least bit worried about
I was afraid. The ticket was like $45.
Wow.
You got to like Boeing. Got to bring your wrench and sockets. It was
Be
hot.
sure you're not on the emergency exit row, right?
No AC on that flight, dude. It was hot.
I don't remember that.
Flight was hot. Well, no, those are door plugs. So yeah, the question is, are you next to a door plug? And door plugs are next to emergency exits. So yeah, if you're one behind or in front of the emergency exit, you might be on a door plug. So what I will say is we will have my mom on probably from Ohio again after the upcoming cruise because she's going to see me for a few days now, and I want her to actually tell us about what she saw during the whole cruise.
That would be a good show. Yeah.
Because we think that the more people are prepared for.
I'd like to have you back on that episode. That would be cool.
used to think Daisy was crazy and psycho and stuff, but she's not. And she's not heavily medicated. Everybody, she actually knows what she's talking about. She just it's not the morphine, I promise. The oxycodone she's a year plus more than me, so I actually listen now. I still
Thank
mock her,
goodness.
but I listen.
I tell you, David, if you listen to me once in a while.
Once in a while. I gotta listen to you once a week. That's enough, David. That's more than.
Well, I hope y'all have a great week, and it was really nice meeting you, Denise.
Me too.
And just remember, we're all MSA Crusaders.
Thank you, Mom.
Welcome. Good to be here.